Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Daily English, the place where learning English is simple, practical, and actually fun. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. We're so happy you're here today because we're talking about something that almost every English learner struggles with. Before we get started, please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a daily lesson.
Have you ever watched an English movie and thought, wait, did they just say, I don't know? Or, I don't know?
Or maybe you've been studying English for years. You understand your textbook, you know grammar, you can even read articles. But the moment two native speakers start talking, everything sounds like, what you gonna do after work?
Exactly. And you're sitting there thinking, is that even English? If you've ever felt like that, you're definitely not alone. Millions of English learners experience the exact same frustration. But here's the good news. The problem isn't your intelligence. It's not because you're bad at English, and it's definitely not because you're too old to learn.
The real problem is, most people train their eyes, but they never train their ears. Think about it. How many hours have you spent reading English? Probably hundreds, maybe thousands. Now ask yourself, how many hours have you spent actively listening to real English? Exactly. That's the difference.
Today, we're going to show you exactly how to train your ears so you can finally understand real conversations, movies, podcasts, YouTube videos, and even fast native speakers. By the end of this episode, you'll completely change the way you practice English.
And tell us in the comments, what's the hardest thing for you to understand? Movies, TV shows, native speakers, podcasts? We read every single comment.
Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever tried speaking to someone who learned English from textbooks? Oh, yes. And honestly, sometimes they speak more clearly than native speakers. Every single word is perfectly pronounced.
Exactly. They'll say, I am going to the supermarket. Everything is crystal clear. But then a native speaker says, I'm going to go to the supermarket. And suddenly learners think, wait, where did all the words go?
Here's the secret. Native speakers don't actually speak the way English is written. They connect words, they reduce sounds, they shorten expressions, they even skip sounds completely. For example, instead of saying, what are you doing? They naturally say, what you doing? Or, what are you doing?
Instead of, did you eat, you'll often hear, did you eat yet? The first time I heard that, I thought it was a completely different sentence.
Exactly. And that's why learners panic. They think, I don't know enough vocabulary. But actually, they already know the words. Their ears just haven't learned the pronunciation.
Let me tell you about one of our students. Her name was Maria. She had studied English for almost 6 years. Her grammar was excellent, she scored really well on English exams. But then, she visited New York for the first time. She walked into a coffee shop. The cashier smiled and said, what can I get ya? Maria froze. She understood nothing. She smiled awkwardly, looked at the menu, then finally said, coffee. Later, she told us, I knew every word in that sentence, but it sounded like one long word.
And that's one of the biggest lessons every English learner needs to hear. Understanding English is not just about vocabulary, it's about recognizing sounds, rhythm, stress, connected speech, and natural pronunciation.
Let's do a quick listening challenge. Alex, say this sentence naturally.
What do you want to do tonight?
Now, did everyone hear every single word? Probably not. Let's slow it down. What do you want to do tonight? Now listen again at natural speed.
What do you want to do tonight?
See? Same sentence, completely different sound. And that's exactly what we're going to master today.
Now that we know why understanding native speakers is so difficult, the next question is, how does your brain actually learn to recognize spoken English? So, Sarah, here's something I've always found fascinating. Why is it that we can hear every word in our own language without even trying, but when we listen to English, it sometimes feels like everyone is mumbling?
That's a fantastic question. And the answer is actually hidden inside your brain. When you were a baby, your brain was like a giant sound recorder. It listened to thousands of voices every single day. Little by little, it started recognizing patterns. Not grammar first, not vocabulary first, but sounds first.
Exactly. Your brain built a huge library of sound patterns. So today, when someone speaks your native language, your brain doesn't analyze every single word, it predicts what's coming next. That's why understanding feels effortless.
Now, imagine you're learning English. Your brain doesn't have that same sound library yet. Every sentence feels brand new. Instead of recognizing patterns, your brain is trying to translate every single word, and that's exhausting.
Have you ever listened to someone speaking English for just 5 minutes and afterward felt mentally tired? That's completely normal. Your brain has been working overtime.
Let's try a little experiment. Alex, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Ready?
Always.
What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
See? He answered instantly. He didn't stop and think, first I should translate this into my native language. No, the answer came naturally.
But many English learners do this. They hear, "What did you do yesterday?" Step 1, translate. Step 2, understand. Step 3, think of an answer. Step 4, translate back into English. By then, the conversation has already moved on.
That's why your goal isn't just learning English. Your goal is learning to think in English. And the first step toward thinking in English is training your ears.
Here's the first mistake almost everyone makes. They listen to a podcast one time. They don't understand much, then they move on.
Imagine going to the gym once, lifting one weight, and expecting six-pack abs. That doesn't work like that. Listening works exactly the same way. Your ears become stronger through repetition. Listen once for the main idea, listen again for details, listen a third time to notice pronunciation. Every replay teaches your brain something new.
This one surprised me. Many learners turned subtitles on immediately.
Now, don't get us wrong, subtitles aren't bad. They're actually very useful, but timing matters. Here's a better method. First, listen without subtitles. Don't panic if you miss words. Just focus on understanding the message. Then, turn subtitles on. Notice what you missed. Finally, listen one more time without subtitles. That last step is where real improvement happens.
Imagine trying to learn basketball by playing against professional NBA players.
You'd probably quit after 5 minutes. The same thing happens with English. If every sentence feels impossible, your brain gets overwhelmed. Instead, choose content where you understand around 70 to 80%. That sweet spot challenges your brain without frustrating it.
Many learners memorize words like this: I have to. But native speakers usually say, I have to, or I've gotta. If you've only learned textbook pronunciation, real conversations will sound completely different.
Consistency beats intensity. Listening for 2 hours once a week isn't nearly as effective as listening for 20 minutes every single day. Your brain loves routine. Small daily habits create massive long-term results.
Here's how it really works. I remember meeting a student named Daniel. He wasn't the smartest student in his class. He didn't know the most vocabulary, but he had one habit. Every morning, while brushing his teeth, he listened to 5 minutes of English. On the bus, another 10 minutes. Before bed, 5 more minutes. Just 20 minutes every day. Nothing fancy, no expensive courses, no complicated schedule. 6 months later, he could understand YouTube videos that once sounded impossible.
That's the magic of consistency. People often overestimate what they can do in one day and underestimate what they can do in 6 months.
Ready for another challenge? Say these naturally. I want to, wanna, going to, gonna, give me, gimme, let me, lemme, got to, gotta, what are you, what'ya.
Amazing! Now here's your homework. Every time you hear one of these expressions this week, smile, because your ears are starting to notice real English. And once you notice something, you can never unhear it. That's how progress begins.
So now we know how your brain learns, and we've uncovered the 5 biggest mistakes that slow learners down.
But here's the exciting part. Knowing the mistakes is only half the battle. We're going to give you powerful listening exercises that you can start using today. We'll show you how native speakers connect words, how to imitate real pronunciation, and we'll even practice together with fun, real-life conversations.
Get ready, because this is where your ears really begin to transform. So far, we've learned why understanding real English feels difficult. We've discovered how your brain processes spoken language, and we've uncovered the 5 biggest mistakes that slow down your listening progress. Now comes the fun part. We're going to train your ears the same way professional interpreters, actors, and advanced language learners do.
Exactly. If you've ever wondered, how do some people become fluent so quickly? It's usually not because they're smarter. It's because they practice the right way. Today, we're sharing those techniques with you. So, if you're ready, put on your headphones, sit somewhere comfortable, and let's train together. The first technique is called shadowing, and no, it has nothing to do with shadows.
Shadowing simply means you repeat what you hear, almost at the exact same time as the speaker. Not 5 seconds later, not after translating, immediately. It's like becoming the speaker's shadow.
Let's try it together. Everyone listening, repeat after Alex. Ready?
How's your day going? Again. How's your day going? One more time, this time with natural rhythm. How's your day going?
Did you notice something? Alex didn't say, how is your day going? He blended everything together naturally. That's exactly what native speakers do.
Here's why this exercise is so powerful. When you only listen, your brain is passive. But when you listen and speak at the same time, your brain creates stronger connections. You're training your ears, your mouth, your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your confidence, all at once.
Research has shown that combining listening with speaking helps learners recognize natural speech much faster than listening alone. So don't worry about sounding perfect. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress.
Here's another game-changing idea. Stop listening word by word. Instead, listen in chunks.
What do we mean by chunks? Imagine someone says, at the end of the day. Don't hear it as 6 separate words. Hear it as one complete expression. Let's practice.
At the end of the day. Again. At the end of the day.
You know what I mean? Again. You know what I mean? As soon as possible. Again. As soon as possible.
To be honest with you, again. To be honest with you.
Native speakers don't build every sentence one word at a time. They speak in ready-made phrases. The more chunks you recognize, the faster your listening becomes.
Now let's listen to a real conversation. Don't panic if you miss something the first time. Just listen naturally.
Hey, Sarah, are you free after work?
Yeah, I think so. Why?
I was thinking we could grab some coffee.
Sounds great. What time?
Maybe around 6?
Perfect. See you then.
How much did you understand? Let's slow it down. Are you free? After work? Grab some coffee? Maybe around 6? See you then.
Now let's hear it again at normal speed.
Hey, Sarah, are you free after work?
Yeah, I think so. Why?
I was thinking we could grab some coffee.
Sounds great. What time?
Maybe around 6.
Perfect. See you then.
Was it easier the second time? Probably, because your brain already knew what to expect. That's why repetition is so powerful. Let's imagine a scene from a movie. A friend arrives late. Listen carefully. Sorry I'm late.
No worries.
The traffic was terrible.
I figured.
Ready to go?
Absolutely.
Now faster. Sorry I'm late.
No worries.
The traffic was terrible.
I figured.
Ready to go?
Absolutely. Notice how short these responses are. Native speakers love short, natural replies, not long textbook sentences. Instead of, I completely understand your situation, they simply say, No worries.
Okay, time for today's biggest challenge. I'm going to read a sentence at natural speed. Don't write it down, just listen. Ready? I would have told you if I'd known. Did you catch it? Let's break it apart. I would have becomes I would have. If I had becomes if I'd. Now together. I would have told you if I'd known.
This is exactly how real conversations sound. At first, it feels impossible, but after enough practice, you'll hear these contractions automatically. One day, you'll suddenly realize, wait, I understood that without thinking. And trust us, that moment is unforgettable.
If today's exercises felt difficult, that's okay. Growth always feels a little uncomfortable. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. At first, you wobble, you lose balance, maybe you even fall. But one day, without realizing it, you're riding confidently. Listening to English works the same way. Every sentence you hear, every podcast you finish, every movie you watch, you're strengthening your listening muscles, even when it doesn't feel like it.
Don't compare yourself to someone who's been learning English for 10 years. Compare yourself to the person you were last month. If you understand even one more sentence today than you did yesterday, you're moving forward, and that's something to celebrate.
We've trained your ears, practiced real conversations, and learned techniques that you can start using today.
If you've stayed with us until this point, first of all, congratulations! Seriously, most people want to improve their English, but very few are willing to spend time learning how to improve. The fact that you're still here tells us something important. You're serious about becoming a confident English speaker.
Exactly. And now it's time to answer the question everyone asks. What should I actually do every day? Not once a week, not only when you're motivated, but every single day. So let's build a simple routine that anyone can follow. Imagine your English listening skills are like planting a tree. You don't water it once and expect it to grow overnight. You water it a little every single day. The same is true for your English. Here's your daily routine. Step 1, 5 minutes. Listen to something easy. Maybe one short podcast. Maybe a short YouTube video. Maybe a dialogue. Don't worry about understanding every word. Just relax and listen. Step 2, 5 minutes. Listen to the same audio again. This time, notice words you missed. Pause if necessary. Repeat difficult sentences aloud. Step 3, 5 minutes. Practice shadowing. Repeat with the speaker. Copy their pronunciation. Copy their rhythm. Copy their emotion. Don't imitate robots, imitate real people. Step 4, finally, listen one more time without subtitles. You'll be surprised how much more you understand compared to the first time.
That's only 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes. No expensive course, no complicated method. Just consistency. Now let's talk about where you should practice. People often ask us, what's the best app? What's the best website? Honestly, the best resource is the one you'll actually use every day.
Here are some of our favorites. First, our own channel, Daily English. We create lessons designed specifically for English learners. Slow explanations, natural conversations, vocabulary, listening practice, everything you need in one place.
Next, watch interviews instead of movies sometimes. Why? Because interviews use real conversational English. People interrupt each other. They laugh. They hesitate. They use natural expressions. That's real English.
Podcasts are another fantastic choice. Even if you understand only half of what's being said today, keep listening. One day, you'll suddenly realize, wait, I understood almost everything. And trust me, that's an amazing feeling.
Can I tell you a secret? Every fluent English speaker has misunderstood someone before. Even native speakers. Have you ever seen two native speakers say, "Sorry, what did you say?" Or, "Could you repeat that?" Of course, it happens all the time. So don't think misunderstanding means failure. It simply means you're learning.
Mistakes are proof that you're trying. Every misunderstanding teaches your brain something new. Every confusing sentence becomes easier the next time you hear it. Don't fear mistakes. Collect them, because every mistake brings you one step closer to fluency. Before we finish, we want to leave you with one final story. A few years ago, a man named Ahmed wrote to our channel. He said, "I've been studying English for 8 years. I know grammar, I know vocabulary, but I still can't understand native speakers. Maybe English just isn't for me." Honestly, reading that message made us a little sad because we knew he wasn't the problem. His learning method was. We suggested one simple challenge. Listen to English 20 minutes every day for 30 days. No skipping, no excuses, no worrying about perfection. Just show up. 35 days later, he sent another message. This time it said, "Yesterday, I watched an English YouTube video, and I understood almost everything. For the first time in my life, I didn't need subtitles. I actually smiled because I realized it's finally working."
That message reminded us why we love teaching English. Progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it happens quietly. One sentence today, another tomorrow. Then suddenly you're watching movies, listening to podcasts, talking with people, and wondering, when did English become so natural? So here's your challenge. Starting today, spend just 20 minutes listening to English every day for the next 30 days. Don't skip, don't overthink, just listen.
And here's something we'd love you to do. Come back to this video after 30 days and leave a comment. Tell us, how much have you improved? Maybe today you understand only 30%. Next month, it could be 60, 70, or even 90%. But you'll never know unless you start.
If today's episode helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It tells YouTube that this lesson is valuable and helps more English learners discover our channel.
Subscribe to Daily English because every week we bring you practical lessons, real conversations, listening practice, vocabulary, pronunciation, and everything you need to become a confident English speaker.
And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new episode.
Before we say goodbye, remember this. You don't become fluent by waiting. You become fluent by listening, by practicing, by making mistakes, and by refusing to give up.
Every English speaker you admire started exactly where you are today. Confused, nervous, unsure. But they kept going, and so will you.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We truly appreciate every single one of you.
Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. See you in the next episode of Daily English. Bye, everyone.